7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Yeah. Turn it up. The Mini Vinny Show, Mr. Phoenix, let's talk, huh? Yeah.
Hey.
What is up? Hello, everybody. My name is Vinny MG, and this is my boy, Mr. Phoenix.
Hey, what's up? What's up? We got a good show tonight. Can you believe who we got?
No, I don't know who we got. Who do
We
got?
have. I'm gonna bring him on stage right now. We've got Andrew Anderson.
The wrestler.
He's a United States champion.
Yep.
Am I correct?
U.S.
Big fan.
U.S. champion. Yeah, U.S. That's it.
United States Wrestling Champion. Right now, also the Tri-State Wrestling Champion. So
Nice. And I heard you just retired?
no, I didn't retire. That's what was it? Rumors of my retirement are greatly exaggerated. I am retiring. If people notice, if people look on my social media pages, it says the Andrew Anderson Retirement Tour. It doesn't mean Andrew Anderson has retired yet. I'm 30 years plus in the business. I'm all beat up, and I think the time has come because it gets to a point where you're watching wrestling on TV and you're seeing all these guys do shit that I never did when I was in my prime. And
Right.
at my age now, I can't compete with that kind of stuff, all the flippy floppy stuff. So when I get in a ring with those guys, they do all their flippy floppy stuff. I just punch them in the mouth or kick them in the balls. And stuff. I mean, I can't do that. And you know why I do that? Because I'm jealous. They're better athletes than I ever was.
So you know the good American Giant, don't you?
Oh, the big, what's his name?
Buck.
Buck Lesnar. Yeah.
He said the exact same thing. The whole flippy floppy stuff.
Well, he couldn't do flippy floppy stuff. His life depended on it, even if he was in his prime. Because I mean, look at the size of him. He'll do that to break a freaking shin bone or something.
He's huge.
Really tall. He has big ass hands and a big ass nose too. You know. He smelled shit in the bag in a locker room a mile away with that schnoz.
Oh damn! So
he's a good guy. Buck's a good guy. I like to bust his hump.
Yeah, Buck is awesome. So what got you into wrestling?
Let's see. I was bouncing and at a bar. I was working as an investment banker for in Payne Weber, the 35th floor of the Payne Weber building in Manhattan. And I would bounce on the weekend. And I was in a place in Wallington, New Jersey called Rock the House. It was Rock the House. I think at the time it was called the Rec Room. They changed names. It was the Rec Room. It was in the early 90s. In walks two people, one person that I knew and one person from fame, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and another guy I saw with him, Jimmy, about a year earlier at John Alexander Arizzi, his the first ever real fan fest for pro wrestling that was held at LaGuardia Airport, the Metal Maniac. So I saw the Metal Maniac and Jimmy Snuka, and Jimmy Snuka and I started doing drinks. Metal Maniac was off hitting on women like he always did. And we wound up talking, and they wound up sending me to East Coast Pro Wrestling. I wound up carrying Jimmy's bags for a little bit, bringing home the Metal Maniacs dry cleaning and shit like that. You know, when I was with them, and he would say to me, "This is the way you learn the business, brother. Pick up my shoe shines," you know, stuff like that, you know. And Jimmy was so chill and everything, and you know, see, there's a common misconception, and people get Maniac likes to get pissed off when I say I was trained by Jimmy and Metal Maniac. Jimmy got in the ring with me once or twice.
Okay.
I worked with Jimmy hands-on a lot in my rookie years. So he taught me a lot about stuff. It was always either singles matches, but mostly at first it was tag team wrestling. So, but Nikolai Volkov was my first real veteran tag team partner that taught me a lot, and it brought me in. And I was a Siberian Tiger at that point, and learned a lot with him. But yeah, Jimmy Snuka and the Maniac brought me to East Coast Pro Wrestling in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey, where I met Jimmy Russo and a host of others, Jerry Fazio, who wrestled as the Executioner briefly in the WWE, Terry Manton, who was his partner as the Executioner, who was a WWE Executioner, Worldwide Wrestling Federation Executioner. Actually got his shoulder collarbone or something broken by Putski in a match where he hit him with the Polish hammer so hard. And Terry Manton died in the late 90s. He had a brain embolism and died on the highway. Thank God he was in wife and kids. He just passed out and died, and it was horrible. It was in traffic, right in the middle of traffic. He was one of the guys who spent a lot of time training me with Jerry Fazio. They had patience. Well, Jerry was great, but Terry had the patience of a saint, and they worked a lot with me, and Gino worked a lot with me, and and I took my first bump from the Metal Maniac. He had a ice pop in his mouth, a cigarette in his hand, took the ice pop out of the cigarette and ice pop, put the cigarette back in his mouth and clotheslined me, and then went over. I took my first real bump because Kodiak Bear was on all fours behind me to make sure I flopped over really good. So, so it was pretty cool, because as I boxed for a long time, so to me, leaving my feet was difficult. So boxers are trained how not to leave your feet and how to keep stability. So there I am flopping around, so it was something new to me at the time. And that it's all history from there, and East Coast Pro Wrestling was my home for a long time. And I'd like to come back to them eventually for the end of this year, this summer, maybe work for them and ride out into the sunset, working for certain companies where I started or certain promoters that I really like and care for, who were good to me, like Herb Simmons from SICW, who I'm doing his Fan Fest up in St. Louis on March 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'll be in St. Louis for that. And Buck Bresner is going to be there. I think he lives in St. Louis now. He's moved from Florida. The Barbarian, the Warlord, the Powers of Pain, Haku. Cast goes on and on. It's a great fan fest up there.
Heck yeah.
This weekend I'm going to be in Syracuse, New York, at the New York State Fairgrounds for the Syracuse Collectors Con. I'm going to be there alongside Bushwhacker Luke,
good guy,
Ted DiBiase, that guy Jameson who managed Bushwhacker Luke a little bit, did skits with the Bushwhackers in the WWE in the late 80s, early 90s. Other people, Ken Anderson, Mr. Kennedy. So he's going to be there, and it's just going to be Earl Hebner, who I love so much. Great guy, great friend, always there. Just such a sweetheart. They're all going to be there. A bunch of American Gladiators, and I'm there at courtesy of Scott Wilder and Nine Toe Entertainment. So I don't know if Scott lost his toe or something like that. Decided to call the company Nine Toe, but but I think he had the 10th toe was stuck up his own ass.
Oh God! So
you like my cup, my mug? I picked it up in Iceland.
That is cool.
And this September, I picked it up at a bar in Iceland. It was pretty cool. The people were really nice to me. I wrestled in Iceland, and a couple of times in the past 10 years.
Damn, that's pretty far.
How's the weather out there in Iceland?
It's beautiful. It was
there?
It wasn't really cold. It was in the 40s at night. Sometimes it'll get in the 20s, 30s, but it was really cool. They were more worried about at the time of Soviet drones flying over, and after that the Ukraine thing and everything going on, Iceland is right in the middle of that Arctic, and would stay at night with other people and other tourists and locals just watching the skies, and you see the drones coming over, and then you see some military planes fly over, to see what the fuck it was about. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, but you hate to think that that military drones are around and doing things. That's tough. So.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you were talking about you having your tour.
Yes.
Retirement tour. Who do you want to have as your retirement match?
For my retirement match, I would say a lot of people I want to work. I'd love to work uh, with Haku. I'd love to see if he still got in the ring. I'd love to work some with him, but I know he had I think he had a hip replacement or a knee replacement recently. I'll see him in about a couple of months, a month or so. Yeah, in a month or so. So, but I'd love to do something with him. He's a Barbarian, and I always had matches over the years, which were fun, you know. And but Crowbar is one of my favorites to work with. He always brought out the best in me. Because
Cool.
I during my time of excess in the business, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
During the time of excess, and Crowbar would always Chris Ford Crowbar would always bring out the best in me as far as as a worker and a wrestler and a character. You know, he actually named me the reinforcer. So
Okay.
the other guy that left WCW wasn't using it, and then the name anymore. And I went ahead and I got it, and I dubbed myself the reinforcer. And I just remember one time when I called myself the reinforcer, I remember J.J. Dillon walked up to me one time and said, he goes, wherever there's an Anderson, there's a Dillon. And he put his arm around me, and I've been friends with him ever since. You know,
Nice.
I was in like, I think 2000, 2001. So, and a funny story that when I was in the mid to late 90s, when I was doing the Siberian Tiger gimmick, Nova, um, you know, turned around and said to me, you know, you can't be a Russian anymore. He goes, you look like an Anderson. You got to be an Anderson. He said, just go ahead. And so eventually they changed me from the Russian Siberian Tiger to Andrew Anderson. And then years later after that, Crowbar tagged on the reinforcer gimmick, and it was pretty cool. And then that's how everything began. And then
That's
shoot forward to 2020, 2021, in Tampa, Kevin Sullivan and the guy who owns CWF Championship Wrestling in Florida, he owned the name to it. They
uh-huh.
put the purple haze robe on me, and I got Mark Lewin's blessing and everything at the time, and it was pretty cool. And Kevin put that robe on me, and Kevin insisted on me doing it. I didn't want to do it because I'm a big Mark Lewin fan, and I
Right.
didn't want purple haze. You know, I didn't want to do it. I just thought I'd make it goofy and this and that, and then before you know it, me and Kevin are spiking everybody with the golden spike, and freaking everywhere as far as Indiana, Ohio, Georgia, Tennessee. It was just a lot of fun. So that was just a fun gimmick to do. But when Kevin was like my mentor, and he was like a dad to me, when he
That's
passed
cool.
away in 2024, that kind of, you know, that took the wind out of my sails with the purple haze gimmick, and to me that was like a horrible experience, you know, watching somebody like him who was brilliant bodybuilder, brilliant mind in wrestling, phenomenal wrestler, phenomenal athlete, phenomenal talented individual, writer, and everything. And he was passing away, and yeah, to see him go down like that, I was in the nursing home with him and his family to visit him, help feed him, and stuff like that. That was tough. That was
Yeah,
tough a lot.
I understand that. Wow.
So, I'm still doing Andrew Anderson. Always going to be Andrew Anderson. I was even Andrew Anderson, reinforcing Andrew Anderson, aka the Purple Haze. They still call me the Haze. Some promotions do, some don't. I come out with the Purple Haze robe on. Sometimes I don't. You know, but that was one major blow. And then last Good Friday a year ago, I lost my best friend, promotional machine, friend of mine who wrestled but wasn't, you know, he wasn't really a big name in wrestling. He wrestled only in Bridgeport, Connecticut. We called him the King of Bridgeport. Jay Picarillo, Jay Ice, the Iceman. He owned the
Hmm.
Mickey's Ice. He passed away. Had a massive heart attack on his treadmill.
Oh,
So,
damn.
and then to lose my best friend, my other best friend, which was, you know, in a whole different vein that I knew for 35 years, Ace Frehley, the guitar player.
Yep.
To lose him, um, that I still can't get over either. You know, that's a tough one. You know,
Yeah, I can understand that.
and to be at his funeral, at his wake, and see right in front of me and Karen was Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Peter Chris and his beautiful wife Gigi were in the front row. She's such a sweetheart, such a beautiful soul too. And they were in the front row, and John, Ace's tour manager, and the cast and crew were all behind us. And to look and see Ace in the casket, and you see Gene, Paul, Peter, and then Ace in the casket, you realize that's the last time you're going to see what, to me, were my generation's Beatles, all four of them in the room at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard. That was a heartbreaking experience. So that's something I'll probably never really get over and never stop thinking about. So
You shouldn't either.
and
Those are the moments you should remember.
yeah,
The
and
moments
his
where we all came together.
his wife Jeanette and daughter Monique were obviously in the front row with Peter and his wife, and it was sad. I felt so bad for them. Everybody looked so devastated. You lost an icon. You lost an icon of rock and roll Hall of Fame. Kennedy Center honors presented by Trump, whether you like him or hate him. It's still they got the highest award an artist can get. And
That is right.
it was something. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean,
I forgot about that though. That is right.
People are bashing Kiss, saying, "How can you take an award from the president of the United States?" It's that's because they hate him politically. It's not a political thing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're American artists, I mean, they gave it to Led Zeppelin, who were English, I mean, they gave it to U2 that were Irish. Why not give it to Kiss? They're a New York band,
Exactly.
They're whatever, it's just different things, like that really, people should just like stay in their own lane, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So
I don't preach politics to anybody because I'm not a politician. I'm an entertainer. I'm an athlete. I'm a wrestler, and whatever. Just I have no dog in that race. Technically everybody has a dog in a race because we all should get out there and vote. If you don't like it, get out there and vote. That's all.
exactly.
It's you have an entitled to your opinion,
Exactly.
just like everybody else. Just
Yep.
keep it to yourself, though. Nobody wants to hear the opinion.
Now, Benny, I got a question for you. How fucking tall are you?
I'm 3'5".
3'5". You are the mini Vinny.
I told you. I told you, Andrew.
One the only.
You are a short motherfucker, but you got a hell of a lot of personality, pal.
Yeah, I told him. That's my little brother right there.
Yep.
Cool.
I like his little hands.
Yeah, look at my hands.
Wow. You put that up against Buck Bresner.
Well,
Against Big Show, it looked like a little tiny baby hand.
we asked Buck for a shoebox so Vinny could have a yacht.
Can make a condominium now.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a real show, isn't it? The yacht.
Yeah.
Put a full kitchen and 2 bathrooms in there.
Exactly.
So what do you think of today's wrestling?
It's cool. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I mean, WWE, the heavyweights and everything, that's more my vision. I mean, I had many matches with Damian Priest when he was Louis the Punisher, when he was breaking in, came out of the Monster Factory, worked a lot with East Coast Pro Wrestling, a lot of other indie companies. I had a lot of fun working with him, Damian Priest. He's a great dude. I made a cameo in that documentary. Some of our matches were on the network, which is cool. So that I appreciate the stuff that a lot of the bigger guys do, like Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi, and
yeah.
John Cena retiring. People bitch about him all the time, but you know what? He's an icon. He's one of the top 10 of all time. So
Yeah.
Mark Henry, again, strongest guy.
Awesome. I think that the one thing I did not like was the way WWE treated Big Show. They had everybody. He put everybody over. From AJ Styles to freaking to constantly Brock picking him up and dumping him. I mean, they should have kept some mystique there. They seem to do that with a lot of the giants now. Andre was the only one treated with really respect as a giant. The rest of them were more just there to get the bigger guys, not as big as the giants, but the big guys over as giant killers. Like, I mean, Omos
isn't really doing much.
Omos got wiped out by Lesnar. He was so dominant and everything, and then gets wiped out by Lesnar, which is Lesnar's a beast. He is the beast. He's a monster. But I just think that some of the big guys should stay more marquee value and keep a mystique about them about being so big. I mean, they did it to Nash, they did it to John Gonzalez and stuff like that. You know, Taker was one of the only really big men and that really stayed strong. Kane was even putting people over for a while, which I couldn't understand, like the way they were putting people over on him. So, but I guess times change and eras change, and what the hell do I know? You know,
Yeah,
It's
whatever happened to Rhyhorn? What's his name? I
Ryback,
can't remember his real name. The
which
short guy in
who?
WWE.
Rhino.
Yeah,
Rhino's not short. Rhino's not. He's a big dude. I mean, he's compared to a lot of the bigger guys, he was shorter, but he's a big. He's still working on the indies. I think he does stuff for either TNA or NWA. I know he was on an NWA pay per view or something like that.
and it's funny. I met Rhino at the gym when I used to live out in Vegas, and I would go to the gym with my stepsister and my friends, and one day we're just sitting there and we see him. And everybody's going up to him, and I'm like, "Man, leave the guy alone. Let's see some fucking workout."
Yeah, he's definitely a thick tank. He's a Sherman tank. He always was.
Yep.
So I never really worked with him. I met him a few times. Never really had any matches with him. Had some interactions at conventions, stuff like that, but never worked him honestly.
so I'm curious, who would be your Mount Rushmores?
My Mount Rushmore's. Well, my personal favorites would be Don Morocco, Magnificent Morocco,
Okay.
Jimmy Snuka, Ric Flair,
Ooh.
Oh, Ric Flair.
and probably I'd say Terry Funk.
Terry, that's a good one.
I can't even say that because I got Bruiser Brody on that. I got Dory Funk Jr. on that. I got Steve Austin on that. I got Hulk Hogan on that. I couldn't put a Mount Rushmore together. It would be more like a giant Great Wall of China with all these levels.
That could be interesting.
To me, as far as the most impactful wrestlers, you have another bunch of. You have The Rock, Cena, Hogan, Flair, Macho. It's just Bret Hart. The list goes on and on. I can't say who's the greatest. I just like so many of those legends. I love Don Morocco's work. He was one of the greatest heels of all time, underrated, and and sort of left in the shadows. But Jimmy Snuka was kind of buried with that whole scandal that happened with him. So, and guys like Paul Orndorff, and Greg Valentine, and they were great.
Heck yeah, that is awesome.
I mean, I don't really like to bury people. I don't say nothing bad about the people I don't like, or the people I have heat with. My mom said years ago, "You have nothing nice to say about somebody, don't say nothing at all." But people have a tendency to shoot their mouth off about me and stuff like that. And it just rolls off me. I don't give a crap anymore, So
That's all you can do.
I'm on my way out. I did my time, and if you guys don't like it, I say if they don't like it, we can go to another social media page, do whatever you want to do. People have heat to say, oh, you and Karen are doing this, you and Karen are doing that. We live our life, we don't bother anybody. We live our life, So.
Well, I can definitely say you found a good one. She supports you a lot. I've been following and been friends with you for a while and been following you on your social, and she definitely supports you. That is,
She holds
congratulations.
She holds me up in times when I feel like just sinking, So she holds me up. So she's a total saint and sweetheart, and just such a good woman. She does so much. She tries to do so much for everybody. As a matter of fact, she's offered her services as to do therapeutical work for the Cauliflower Alley clubs, the wrestlers that are members of the CAC, and wrestlers in general that come to the CAC. She will offer sessions to help them because everybody has PTSD, everybody has trauma in their life, everybody has situations of uncertainty, depression, and she's licensed in Vegas and she wants to try to help and give back. And the CAC is a great benevolent association. You know, I mean, they Cauliflower Alley Club, Brian Blair, its previous president, Carl Lauer, and Nick Bockwinkel before that. So that's so many great guys, Red
Okay.
Bell and everybody. So the generations go on, and they've done so much for people in the wrestling business, like superstar Billy Graham, Paul Orndorff, Brian Knobs right now, and that have gone through so much, and myself included. During my divorce, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, I didn't have a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
Everything wouldn't even give me back my clothes and my stuff. I had nothing. Emptied everything out, and I was like kind of dead in the water. And they helped me pay my bills, got me on my feet. And really took care of me. So Darla Staggs, and Brian Blair, Rich Engling, and the whole cast and crew of the office of the city office, but of the Cauliflower Alley Club really were there for me. And I'll never forget that. And hats off to me, the greatest social media player of all time, Mr. Bob Cook, the best punch in the business, and an unsung hero of pro wrestling. Bob Cook is there, in charge of their social media. He's one of the nice guys. Great supporter of myself and Karen. Great friend of mine for many years. And
Cool.
I want to give hats off to him. And then I want to talk about something else. Pura Vida Championship Wrestling.
Go ahead.
Now, Pura Vida Championship Wrestling is my baby. We're going to be bringing professional wrestling to our home in Costa Rica. So, and we're in the process because of the fact that the political climate and everything is not exactly best. I mean, Costa Rica is perfect. There's there's not a lot going on, but we have to make sure all work visas and everything are done. Bringing wrestlers in and everything, and I got to bring a security and everything. But we're going to do some great pro wrestling, old school pro wrestling in Costa Rica, where they're used to just lucha libre and stuff like that, or what they see on satellite and WWE and stuff in the sports bars and stuff. But they're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing it. We're going to bring pro wrestling to Costa Rica in 2026 this year. So
Awesome.
keep an
That
eye.
is super awesome.
I'll keep you guys updated on it as things get better. So
Yeah, we'll post everything we can. You know that anything you've got, I share. So
my buddy Joe Bravo from IWF, Fidel Sierra and Ricky Santana, the Cuban Connection. So Fidel Sierra, the Cuban Assassin, and Ricky Santana, they were the Cuban Connection, WCW, and Puerto Rico. They're going to be helping me out do a lot of the stuff. And Joe Bravo, great guy, and we're going to take it like Spinal Tap. We're not dialing it up to 10. We're dialing it to 11.
right on. So how do you feel about death matches?
It depends. I mean, I think a lot of the stuff is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people want to cripple themselves up like that. Why do you want to brutalize yourself? I mean, to each his own. If the fans like it, they like it. What I do want I don't do glass tubing or anything like that. I mean, I've place many times. I think blood was only good when you need it for a big blow off or do it. You can't do it all the time. I mean, you can do it some of the time. I mean, I would do it all the time too. I'd bleed during matches because it looks like shit, But that match is a little to me. But people love it, so God bless them. And the guys, they're freaking hardcore, crazy bastards. Go
They
for
are.
it.
They are. I know a few of them.
Go for it. Necro Butcher and Madman Pondo and all those guys. They're all freaking wild as hell, man. They're great guys. They're all great guys. I mean,
Well, you mentioned that you only had about like 30 minutes. I wanted to ask you one question. What is your thoughts and your words to people out there?
I thought the words to people out. Be kind to one another. Don't judge. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge some people, what somebody's going through until you walked in their shoes. Be kind, because what you project now, if it's hatred, anger, jealousy, distrust. Later on, we'll come back. Everything always. You know, I lived my life. I did a lot. I had a lot of fun. You know, would I go back and change things? Some things I would like to change, but I can't. You know, I don't have a time machine, and I can't go back in the years and undo the shit that I've done that's wrong. You know, I mean, I had my substance abuse problems. It's a known fact. You know, I mean, I had my issues, and I lost a lot of friends because when Drew didn't want to party anymore, nobody wanted to be around me anymore. You know, I was
Yep.
always when I couldn't throw the big lavish parties and uh, the Fourth of July parties, Christmas Eve parties, Christmas Day parties, the freaking New Year's Eve parties. Everybody hung out till uh, freaking 4 or 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock the next morning. You know, when that shit stopped, I stopped supplying the food, the drink, the booze, the extracurricular shit. Everything just, nobody wanted to be around. You know,
Understand.
It's
people
a
you,
young man's game.
you find out who your friends are, right, Vinny?
Right.
You definitely do. You start seeing the actual mask.
Yep, yep, yep. And then you got the people who were your friend, and then all of a sudden they judge you because you did something, or you cheated on your wife. They say, "Oh, you cheated on your wife. You cheated on this one." Man, those guys were right there with me when I was doing it. They were doing
Yep.
their own. All these guys that lambaste me and say, that jumped on that ship saying, "Oh, he had infidelities and he did this and he cheated on this wife and he cheated on this one with this girlfriend." You know what? Listen, people in glass houses should not throw stones, especially at each other, especially when, I mean, that's one of the things that really sucked about this business. All of a sudden you had these people, who friends who all of a sudden, turn around and they knew they were always okay with it while I was doing it, because I did
Yep.
right, what I'm saying? I wasn't hiding, I always, was I good right to do it? No, it wasn't. Hurt a lot of people, but you know what? The friends that you should have stuck by me that had their own infidelity and did their own shit, all of a sudden me like a fly in honey and left me to
And those people are not really friends. If they could turn around and say, "Well, you did it. Nobody forced you." No, a
You're right.
friend backs up, whether you're in the wrong or not. Your friend should back you up.
Yep. Yep.
It's
And
just
I had friends that like Ace who stuck behind me through everything, and you know Jay Ice. A lot of my friends are dead. Just died this year. Jeff Gripley Evans passed away. Wrestler. Not a lot of people knew who he was. He was retired for quite a bit of time, but he passed away, and he had a massive heart attack and died. And I still his cousin John Stubner, Doctor. He's a great guy. He's always stands behind me, and so I got a lot of friends who stick with me. You know what I'm saying? But I had groups and groups of friends that just like totally, like and promoters too. Promoters drank Kool-Aid. They drank Kool-Aid. They were like, oh, we don't want to do this with him. But
Well, you gained two good friends right here. We've got your back, brother.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. So yeah, anytime you guys want to have me on,
definitely gonna get you back on here.
this was a different interview for me. I opened up a lot about a lot of shit that I usually don't talk about. I talked about
Well,
because you guys aren't just a wrestling podcast.
no.
No.
We're an everything podcast, and if you're not having fun, then we're doing our job wrong.
Yep,
So,
that's exactly right.
and hopefully I'll bring back Reinforced Radio eventually. So we'll hopefully get Reinforced Radio back on the air. We were doing really good. We just lost our momentum.
Okay.
That should be something to come up in the future. But guys, I appreciate it. I got to get ready. I got to feed my mother-in-law who has dementia. I got to take my dog out.
Ooh.
She's down here sleeping. I got to take her out before she freaking comes in and wakes me up when I go to sleep. She'll be, I don't know if
I know.
you saw Bailey, right?
Yep.
Little Bailey, she's crazy. She's a service dog. She's Smart animal. I'll give you a funny Bailey story. So what does Bailey do? Last time we were in St. Louis for the Fan Fest, the Herb Simmons Fan Fest, I get to the hotel and now I got off the airplane and I was kind of tipsy. So I'm already tipsy while I'm in there. And the lady at the front desk of the hotel to me and Karen, so that's the service dog? I said, yes. And I don't have to show them her badge. You know, she has her vest. I don't have to show her her badge. It's supposed to take your word for it because it's HIPAA stuff. Badge to show them. Then she goes, what exactly is the service? I go, oh, she brings me my medication. Barely. I found my gym bag. She goes in and pulls out 2 vodka bottles out of the freaking thing, the airplane shots, and brings them over to me. So Karen looks at me and goes, you are an idiot. I am, you know.
That's funny.
Good girl, Bailey. You know.
Yep, that is funny. Well, our thoughts and prayers are for you and your mother-in-law and everything. I know the dementia situation with my grandma. We lost her to dementia, and man, I definitely send prayers.
Yeah. Man, stuff to deal with. It is what it is. We all go on, man. We all go on and do shit. You know, like I said, I'll be at this weekend at New York State Fairgrounds for the Syracuse Collectors Con.
Okay.
Right? That's 28th and 29th of March. And I got May 8th, 9th, and 10th. I think I'll be there on the 8th. 9th and 10th, I'll be at the St. Louis Fan Fest 4 in St. Louis and Fairview. I think Fairview Heights, Illinois, actually. At the, I want to say the Radisson. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Go to my social media. Then I have New Jersey Horror Con in Woodbridge, New Jersey. That's going to be Memorial Day weekend. Go to NewJerseyHorrorCon.com. I'm signing there. Peter Chris, the drummer from Kiss, will also be there. And a lot of big celebrities, so it's going to be a really good thing. Hopefully, I'll be at Chiller Theater this April. Look at ChillerTheater.com. Either way, I support them if I'm not there or not. I support Chiller Theater. And, April 11th, I'll be defending my USW title in Delaware, in Laurel, Delaware for USW. Go to USW.com wrestling and check it out.
Okay.
It's going to be a good time. So we got a lot going on. So Cauliflower Rally Club, we have going on. Pure Vida Championship Wrestling. We going to be in Greece Wrestling. Going to be in sometime in Scandinavia if everything goes with the political situation going on. Can't say, for later on in the year what's going to go on. But World Pro Wrestling in the UK will be coming back there. So it's going to be a lot going on. So this is going to be a pretty deep year for me. Right out in the sunset. Hopefully, there's some guys I want to ride out in the sunset with guys like Paul Roman and Mario Mancini with Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, East Coast Pro Wrestling. Caruso, I'd love to do a couple final shows there, and or maybe a full schedule with them would be great. Obviously, High Ground Pro Wrestling and promoter Jack Molson, who's recovering from a leg amputation and diabetes. He's coming along great. He's got a prosthetic leg, and wants to get back in the ring. I advise not to, but if he wants to do it, Jack, I'm all for it. So High Ground Pro Wrestling, I was the heavyweight champion for a little bit. And, it's just a lot of good stuff. CW also in Delaware. Right. I'll be back there. So there's a lot going on. So,
all right.
Guys, thank you so much. Vinny, you're awesome. You are awesome. Both of you are awesome. And welcome to the Anderson family. How's that?
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Stay well.
You too.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye-bye. Woo. You want to go to commercial real quick?
Yeah, we can do a commercial real quick.
All right. Let's do one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome in. You have reached the Midget's Card Show. I am the Midget, and we have everything from base set all the way up into modern day age cards. Not only cards, but we've also got posters, we've got slabs, we've got everything you need of Pokemon and so much more. Make sure you come in and get your supplies today. You don't want to miss out. We will see you there.
See, that's why people like our show as much as possible. You know that? What?
He's a great guy. He really is. Been through a lot of tough times. Still going through some tough times, but you know what? Uh, good things happen to people that are patient, that want to change, be better. He wants to be a better man. He wants to
He
change.
does. He I've known him for quite a while, and he's a wonderful, wonderful person. Oh my God, we've got 10 comments that I have not even been paying attention to.
No, you haven't, man.
What?
It's lacking.
Oh no. You put something there. Why didn't you tell me we had comments?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's not me.
Oh, I know Mr. Colton. He wants to fight Mr. Anderson. Oh boy.
Oh man.
All right. Well, we'll have to see what we can do there, Andrew. That Brian Colton wants a battle between you two.
Yep. Bring it, brother.
I'm not a slacker. Okay, so I'm going to show some things. I'm going to show some things that he sent. Here's one of them. This is one of the places he was talking about.
Okay.
Bam. There it is. That's where he's going to be at.
Okay, Peter Chris. Ooh. That's some wicked makeup.
Ain't it, though?
Yeah.
That's one. Let's see if I can find another one. Put that up, too, so we can show everybody where some of his places are. Here's one. He's going to be at. Come on. Here it is.
Nice.
That's what's coming. That's what he was talking about in Costa Rica.
In Pure Vida?
Yeah.
Vida? That's
Yep.
beautiful. That's a beautiful city in Costa Rica.
Yep. That's what he's trying to get. They're working on getting done. And then another place he's going to be at. He was in Gotham too, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. The TV series. He was one of the bad guys.
What series?
Gotham.
Gotham? Oh yeah. Yeah, wasn't he one of the henchmen?
No, I think he was like one of the bikers.
Oh, okay.
Why is that one up again?
You put it up.
How dare you, Vinny?
No, I didn't do it. My hands are
There we
right here.
go. There's another one.
The New Jersey Horror Con Film Festival. I want to go so bad. It's May 29th to the 30th. I want to go. I've been hearing so much about it. And to be honest, I think it'd be a great place to start for someone like me who wants to be a horror movie actor. Because that is all I want to do. Either horror movie or action horror. But that's my goal in life.
Yeah, see, Gotham. He was, and see the Skittles. He did a Skittles commercial too. That's why our title's called "Beat Down on the Skittles."
Yeah, he didn't comment on that.
Yeah, I don't think he's seen it.
Yeah, I don't think he did. I think if he would have saw it, he would have commented on it. He would have probably laughed his butt off.
Right?
Ugh.
I think I got one or two more to show real quick. There's another one.
Noise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're viewing and you see all of these flyers and stuff, man, feel free to snap a picture if you're watching on your phone or message us, and we'll send you a flyer via email, and you can have these so that you can keep track of the dates, times, and stuff. So you can really see.
See that flyer right there in the top corner? Right there, goblin face?
Yep.
We got him coming on the show.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I know. I want to see that goblin face, man. That thing is so cool. I remember that movie.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, we just watched that movie last night.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's on Tubi.
Hmm, yeah. What's it called again?
Maximum Overdrive by Stephen King.
I gotta watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's on Tubi. So
Well, Tubi, you could probably find it on Prime Video or something else. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I know we got it on. I know for sure 100% it's on Tubi, and I'm actually kind of liking Tubi. They've gotten some of your old fashioned '90s cartoons and '90s movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't like commercials.
It's not that bad.
I don't like commercials,
I don't either, but I can deal with it.
and I don't want to deal with it. I don't like commercials.
So go get a drink when a commercial comes on, and you don't have to watch it.
The commercials, it's free, Erica. Hey.
See, she's on my side.
Yeah, right now free is pretty much the way to go with the way the economy is.
$3.99, man. Come on.
$3.99. Yeah, what do you think about how are gas prices over where you're at? Over here in Michigan, they're over $4. Even $4.
We haven't hit 4 yet.
I don't understand why. Why though?
Do you know that Monday? I seen this video, and I'm gonna test it out and see if it's true. First of all, real quick, hello to I can't say your name. Squatch Topic PA. He's going to be on our show as well, our Friday show. Talk about some Bigfoot.
Can't wait.
But Monday and Tuesdays are supposed to be your cheapest days to go get gas.
Mondays and Tuesdays.
That's when they lower the prices.
I think it's bullshit. Why are they raising these prices on gas? We don't buy oil from Iran. We don't buy oil from these countries. We're using our own oil? We're using our own fuel. Why are we raising the prices?
And he is correct. Well, not to change the subject real quick. Sasquatch Topic PA is the 24th of April is when we're going to have him.
You didn't hear anything I said, did you?
Yes, I did. Why are we raising the prices? Because we're using our own oil.
But it's our oil. Why inflate? See, that's what I mean.
Because they're broke. Maybe because they're hungry for more money.
It doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't either.
Really doesn't.
I agree with you.
Erica, beat up when you get home. You gotta beat up Jeremy for me.
Why? What'd I do?
I don't know.
That's just rude. By the way, we are live on it. Hey,
I want to see it. Film it.
None of this. We're live on Instagram now. Do you know that? I figured it out.
Yay!
Now, once we get your account,
people.
yeah, our Instagram is the Mini Vinny Show. So please go and follow it and check it out. We also have here. I'll just do this. Just go to our link tree. It has all the links.
Here you go. Link tree. The Mini Vinny Show is brought to you by Mini Vinny.
Mini Vinny. And down here, we got a ticker. I'm going to leave it down for a little bit. If you'd like to go to it, copy it. Don't we have a QR code?
We do, but I took it off because it's blocking my beautiful face.
Oh, well, anyway, you can go to this link right here and you can buy our merch.
Yeah. Or if we could put the QR code back up and There we
Hey, it's
go.
not messing with your face.
Not anymore, but it
Look at
was.
that. Look at
Uh,
that. Scan that QR code. Go to this link down here below. We've got wonderful T-shirts and hoodies and hats and all kinds of different things.
Yep, and all the profits and all the provisions go to a good cause to help our show grow.
For us to grow and to get better guests for you.
Yep.
Not better
Great
than Andrew though, because Andrew was amazing. I mean, dude, we've had some awesome guests. We've got awesome guests coming up as
Oh yeah, it's
well.
gonna be very exciting this year. We're lined up all the way to June, right?
No,
July.
July today. For this show today, July.
We're lined up with bookings all through up until July, and it is going to be amazing. We got some incredible people coming on the show. We got some people that are excited to be on our show. We're excited as well. It's going to be awesome.
Man, I can't wait to April 29th. You know what April 29th is?
Nope.
We're going to have the one, the only biker hypnotist, Gary Michaels.
Okay, but I don't want to be hypnotized.
And on the flyer, it says, will Vinny survive? So we're gonna test that out and see if we can make Vinny bark like a dog. No, you don't think so?
I'll mute and close my eyes.
You'll mute and close your eyes. That's gonna be a great show.
You won't be able to hypnotize me because I won't let you. You know, they say with hypnotism, they say it only works on people with a weak mind. The problem is, it doesn't. It works on everybody. Just got to figure out their ticks. And to tell you the truth, I'm pretty sure I can get hypnotized, and I don't want to be hypnotized.
Why are you scared? I'll get hypnotized with you. We'll do it together. I'll reach my hand through and hold your hand, and we'll do it together.
Okay, but you're on the other side.
Oh.
There you go.
We got to stretch to reach your hand.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. I'll hold your hand through. Let's do it. We'll do it together. Dude, I'd get hypnotized.
Tell you what, if we can get this video to 100,000 subscribers, 100,000 likes, I'll let the hypnotism hypnotize me and do whatever Jeremy wants him to do to me.
No, I want him to do whatever he wants to do. I'm not going to pick anything. I would like to be hypnotized and have him erase fear out of my head.
Yeah, but you gotta like 100,000 by that time. Gotta hit 100,000.
That's a big number. I don't know if we got that many people.
Well, it's a big number, but
let's make it a little smaller. Let's have
600,000?
No.
800.
We're at a measly 68 subscribers. Okay. So let's get to 100 subscribers and do it. If we can get it by the time of April 29th.
100 subscribers and 50,000 likes.
Let's go with 10, maybe 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000 likes.
You got to start low. Remember, we're little, and that's no joking. That's not a joke.
Hey! I'm the only little one here. And I want to keep it that way.
You are the mini Vinny.
Yeah, mini Vinny. All right, let's see. Let's read some comments. Some guy named Vinny Perino says you're a slacker and a sissy.
I don't see the sissy at all. Thank you.
Well, I see it. It's right there.
You see it.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
So let's see. I want to put up that flyer so you can read it. Here it is. There it is, right there.
There it is.
Is Vinny safe?
Is Vinny safe? No, Vinny is not safe. He never, ever will ever
What
be
will
safe.
happen to the hosts? Who knows?
They're
This
gonna
guy
make
is
me,
awesome. He
gonna
is
make me
the
strip online.
huh?
He's gonna make me take off all my clothes online.
No, he's not. He's awesome though. He's super cool.
He's gonna make me taller.
He's gonna make you taller.
I
That would be
wish.
interesting.
I
I
wish
I
that was a thing.
I want to know how that one's gonna work there, bud.
Yeah. Like you are now 6 foot and
Everybody,
6 foot body.
you are 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Mm. Yay! I'm gonna go out the window.
So
Whee!
I'm gonna go play Frogger now. Okay,
Mm.
you all remember that we had Grady and he had terrible connection, and we apologized for that. But we are going to have the entire Purple Pirate Circus June 17th,
That's awesome.
and they are
That is
going
awesome.
to.
I want to get Grady back on the show, Lobster Boy. I want to get. I
Uh-huh.
love that guy, dude. He's so cool. He's just
his
such a
lovely
nice dude.
his lovely fiance, and then we've got Raymond and a bunch of others, and they're going to perform too, a little performance for us.
Oh,
So people need to pay attention and subscribe and ring the bell so you guys can check out the show.
exciting! Very,
Yes, it
very
is.
exciting stuff coming up.
Oh my god!
So
What do we have tomorrow? Or not tomorrow? What do we have Friday?
Friday, I don't
Right
remember.
here we have the the Queen of Paranormal. That is Friday.
Nice, nice. Oh, that's gonna be a fun show.
That's going to be an interesting show.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, interesting. We're gonna have a bunch of fun. What was it? I was gonna say something and then I forgot.
Oh shit!
Yeah, just this
You
hat.
just-
It's tight. Um.
Did you go?
Well,
Did you go blank?
yeah, I went blank. But anyways, that's our show for tonight. We're coming up on our time. If you like what we are doing, please like, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and follow us or friend us on Facebook. We also have a Twitch. I don't know if it's active yet, but
Yes, the Twitch is active, and we always have a person, at least one person watching.
always, if you have Twitch, follow us on Twitch too. All right. Well, this was our show. Thank you for watching. We love you all. Please subscribe. And this was the Biggest Small Show. Keep talking.